Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack just like I'm Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at. Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. It is Friday, September 5th, 2025, man. We are already into September, man. So we got a packed show on deck for y'all today. Of course, you know to follow me on all social media platforms at Barb Chair Scott. Follow the Barber's Chair at Barber's Chair Co. Follow our partners, HEB Media, at HEB Media TV on Twitter and at HEB Media on Instagram. While you're at it, follow the show. I'm Not Gonna Hold You on both Twitter and Instagram at INGHY Show. And while you are at it, subscribe to the Patreon, man, patreon.com /Barber's Chair Network. If you are watching this on YouTube, the link is in the description box. If you're listening to this on the podcast version later after the show is off, exclusive Bears preview episodes. Me and Mikey. Yes, Mikey. I got him out of retirement to do Bears preview pods. Is up right now as we preview the Vikings game. We're also going to preview a little bit today on the show. Hold on. That feels like we have audio problems here. Can y'all hear me?
But we good now. We good now.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. All right. I don't know what the fuck we're going on. See, this is what happened with Dante. That's going to work, by the way. Anyway, so we all good to go? Everything good?
Yeah, we all good. You had froze up.
Okay.
You was
all right. Oh, I had froze up. That's what it was. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you had froze up a little bit.
Okay, cool. That's better than I thought on the microphone. Anyway, cool. So yeah, subscribe to that. If you are new, subscribe to my new YouTube channel. I will be uploading a whole bunch of stuff on there. I've already got a lot of stuff on there right now. At Barb Chair Scott on all social media platforms as well, man. And yes, you are right, Orlando. He has unlimited PTO. I'm gonna put him out there for what he's doing right now. I know he's covering the Braves game. But as I told him earlier, the Braves been out of contention for months. There was no reason to be there. But anyway, we've got a packed show for y'all today. I'm going to bring in the rest of the crew right now who will be joining me today. We have got the one and only JR Bang here. You can follow JR Bang and JR Bang on all social media platforms. We have got the one and only Courtney Collabro. If you are not in tune with her new segment, check it right now on her Instagram page at 1-800-CALLER-BRO. And of course, we got the one and only Tosin here, man. One third of the Shirtless Plantain Show, the only football soccer podcast here on the Barbershop Network. You can follow him at Tosin on all social media platforms as well, man. How are y'all feeling today? We'll go ladies first. Courtney, how you feeling? You muted, and that wasn't my fault. I told y'all unmute yourselves.
That's fine.
Y'all lucky. Yeah, that's fine. Hold on. Just let me. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was good. The feeling was restored last night. I did go out in Eagles jersey, my Randall Cunningham throwback, to flex on the people of Dallas a little bit, and it was glorious. What a fantastic game! I could not be more grateful that football is back.
I really enjoyed football being back. Yesterday was amazing watching that game yesterday, and also college football last week as well. Tosin, how you feeling, brother?
I'm great. I jokingly tweeted yesterday that I'm happy that NFL's back. This like people kicking around a ball and short shit, and they got some people was like, "Oh man, May Night has ruined you that bad." It's like, no, I've always been a Ravens.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Like,
you see what Manchester United has done to this man?
Yeah, no, but I'm happy. I think the thing that made me the most happiest about that game yesterday was immediately within like the first couple of seconds, we realized everyone's on bullshit and they're negative today, and I was like, I miss football. So we got somebody spitting on people. This is great. I missed it. I miss football so much.
Yeah, man, it's nothing like an NFC East game to get the season started. We had somebody, hopefully he didn't tear his ACL, but as a Bulls fan, I'm also a certified doctor, and I do believe he tore his ACL. We had that, and we also had somebody spitting on somebody, so it was a nice start to the football weekend. Bang, how you feel? I know you said you're reading something riveting, as we'll be getting into in just a minute.
Oh yeah, I love it. Oh, we are in peak football season for the Chicago Bears. We got hit pieces out there. We got medical analysis and stuff out there. Man, this is look. Some dude came back this week, you know what I'm saying, from a summer hiatus and stuff too, getting back to first black champ. Tonight, SmackDown is in Chicago. It's gonna be one of the greatest SmackDowns ever. I can feel it. Yo, great Friday.
Are you going to SmackDown?
No, because if I would have known this was going to be John Cena's last SmackDown or Chicago appearance on the WWE roster, and the potential of AJ Lee coming back to start a feud with her husband CM Punk going up against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. And let me just say this right now, WWE, NFL, I am still pitching for this. Monday Night Football is in Chicago. Minnesota versus Chicago. We know that both Seth Rollins and CM Punk are Chicago fans. They don't need to be on Raw on Monday. Just fight before the game. Just have a little segment to where they see each other in Soldier Field and they fight. Let's get this out the way. We're in full promotion. We need this. NFL. What is Monday Night Football on? ESPN. The WWE. Yeah. ESPN. I'm just trying to storylines. Let's go.
Yeah. And what you say? Go ahead.
You remember that tweet that said, "Think about the messiest person you know it's a man." Look how bad. Everything is
messy. Messy. Especially when it comes to football and wrestling. I'm messy. Let's get it.
And that would actually be an actual Chicago appearance because Allstate Arena is in fucking Rosemont. You know what I don't like about Allstate Arena? It has a college stadium vibe. Like college arena vibe. Like you go in there and feel like they ain't fixed them roofs in years. Like granted, I ain't been there over a decade. So I don't know. Maybe they've done changes. Probably
still
not.
Ain't fixed.
But what is the actual reason before we go on? What is the actual reason they never do shows like United Centers or Wintrust?
The Rosemont Horizon has historically been a home for the WWE. They did SummerSlam. The first event in the United Center history was SummerSlam. Shouts out to our big homie Jared Payton. He was in the ring at that SummerSlam because his dad was in the corner of Razor Ramon when Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels had wrestled. I think it was Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental Championship. Jared, and there's a video and photo of Jared and his dad and Razor Ramon in the middle of the ring. I will always be jealous of Jared for that. But they did that for that. But the Rosemont Horizon has always been the home of the WWE.
Big shout out to JP. Him, his mom and his sister will be the honorary captains on Monday for Monday Night Football as they will be celebrating the 1985 Bears 40th anniversary. So, usually first home game of the year is always alumni night. So, it's usually when you run into all of the former Bears and stuff. I know last year I ran into Spice Adams and that cornerback turned police officer, Peanut Tillman. So I know there's going to be a lot of people there this time. So said Rosemont is a leverage city for Chicago sports fans. But anyway, sports thing. Let's get into the mess pretty much. So really just about an hour before we came on here, an article dropped on Twitter, and I was actually added by one of my Twitter followers. He said, I thought this would be something that you would be interested in. So this is an article that's based pretty much on the dysfunction of last year's Chicago Bears season. This is written by journalist Tyler Dunn. Tyler Dunn, founder of Go Long. This is on the Go Long Substack, it looks like. He used to be an NFL beat writer, used to cover for the Green Bay Packers, and he's done a whole bunch of NFL coverage. I'm throwing all these stats out. I don't want to, what I'm about to say is not against this gentleman. I just want to get that out there. This is not against him. He's obviously an esteemed journalist. I see a lot of other reputable journalists are following him as well. And I do believe these people told him these things that he put in this article. I don't believe he made up any of this shit. Just want to put that out there. But a 3-part series called House of Dysfunction, basically breaking down what happened last year with the Chicago Bears season. And also, he says pretty much why you'll see this team hasn't won a playoff game in 15 years. It's called House of Dysfunction. First part is on Caleb Williams. The second part is on Ryan Poe. I don't remember what the third one allegedly is supposed to be on.
The third was supposed to be about Ben and Caleb's relationship.
Okay, the third one is on Ben and Caleb's relationship. So the third part is not out right now. Part 1 is out. Part 2 is out. All you have to do is sign up to his site, and you get all of it free. This is nothing that you pay for to watch. So pretty much, man, you can go to his Twitter page at Ty Dunn. There's 2 N's in that Twitter name. So pretty much, man, I'm just gonna say this about it. I read it. And the beginning of, I ain't gonna lie, they got me at first. I was like, hey, I don't know. I wouldn't doubt that this happened. But the more and more I read through the article, it comes off as sour grapes from a lot of coaches and a lot of players who are no longer at 1920 Football Drive. It accuses Caleb of being rude. It accuses Caleb of not ever looking at film, never being on his iPad, or to look at, the playbook and things like that, being accused of not knowing the playbook at all, snapping the ball, being rude to his teammates, his former coaches, a run-in with former coach, interim coach. I got my man's name already.
Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown.
It's been a long time. Thomas Brown. So, it's been a lot of stuff that they accused him of in here. And from what I've been around this team for 5 years. This is my 4th full-time season covering this team. I have not heard any of this from Caleb specifically. And, there's been a lot of people out there, just really on Caleb's name these 9 months. And specifically in this, it sounds like I believe these men told Tyler Dunn these things. I believe 80% of it is bullshit. Now, there's always the truth is in the middle. The truth is always in the middle. But they were saying that he was voted captain last year because the veterans were made to make him captain and they didn't want to piss him off, which sounds very unrealistic because he got voted captain again this year. And that doesn't sound like something that would happen with the new regime if this was something that was being forced upon, and saying that he's a diva, he shot shade around the room. There's so many different words, bro, that was like the way he described it just really comes off kind of smelly to me. So to me, this is a hit piece. To me, this is something, to get the computers putin'. Obviously, we're on here talking about it. I prefer not to talk about it, but I decided to do sports media, so I have to talk about it. The second part, I haven't read the second part yet. I read a little bit about Ryan Post. Now, Bang said that, a lot of it probably sounds spot on to him. I personally didn't like from what I read, and y'all, I'm not the biggest Ryan Post fan as a general manager. But I don't like the revisionist history, like GMs wouldn't have sold a kidney to draft Caleb Williams just a year and a half ago. Like, we don't have to have that revisionist history. And so, I guess it shits on a lot of Ryan Post draft tendencies and things like that. So I haven't read that yet. Part 3 is not out. So, and to me, it's just, this is one last thing that we're going to drop before the season starts. And we all kind of expected something to drop. Bang, I even think you said that the Seth Wickersham story was going to come back around. before week 1, and we haven't heard anything. She got this. So my overall opinion is, and I haven't, from somebody who's been around the team, who's around the team every week, I've heard none of these complaints about Caleb. I've heard a lot of complaints about the coaching staff from not just Caleb, from other players who are still here. And I think that if you look at all those players, and this is what I found very interesting. They cannot contact Matt Eberflus. I wonder why. Because he's one of the few who's actually employed in the NFL. These other guys don't have jobs. So they're trying to clear their name from all the negative stuff that was in the Seth Wickersham piece that Caleb and his pops said about these coaches, so they can get themselves a new job. I'm not blind to what's going on here. So that's my personal opinion. I don't have a problem with the journalist. He's just doing his job. But I do 100% think this is like Caleb's version of the Jordan rules a little bit before the season even starts. Bang, you said you had to take on this. What's your take on it?
I'll first of all to also with the Rosemont Horizon thing is right by O'Hare, so they could get in and get out. They ain't got to go deep in the city. So I'll start with part 2 first. These are things that I know that I've heard around the team when it comes to Ryan Poles. Well, some of it, not all. Like they go deep into the Kansas City Chiefs stuff. Some of that stuff was a little bit surprising because I remember when Ryan Poles was hired, and there was not one person who didn't applaud that hire. There was not one person who didn't applaud the hire. Excuse me. Everybody that was anybody said the Bears finally got them one. So to see some of the things about his time at KC being a little bit iffy or lying or pushing, flubbing some of the Patrick Mahomes things, that stuff that was new to me. However, some of those things that they talk about as far as his time with the Bears, we've talked about. We've talked about on this show how, if he don't pick Caleb Williams, how does that look? Because Caleb Williams is supposed to be a generational talent. Caleb Williams has been the number 1 pick for the past 2 years. If you don't pick this guy, people are going to look at you crazy. We've talked about this on this show. We've wondered about the hierarchy about it. Ian Cunningham was talked about as being somebody that had a loud voice but does not have it no more like that. Well, Ian Cunningham was almost with another team. Like he is interviewing actively for GM positions. So it would be smart for Ryan Poles to lessen his voice a bit and have Jeff King, because you do have a future GM on your team. And then there's other things we talked, like we wondered about why the search for the QB stopped at Caleb Williams, and it didn't go as far. I've even said on this show that I would not be surprised if J.J. McCarthy was a pick for the Bears. And it turns out that multiple people have said that J.J. McCarthy was the second quarterback on the roster, or at least on that draft board. So some of the stuff for Ryan Poles, it wasn't a surprise because we've talked about it. It was more of the Kansas City stuff that I was like, but the Caleb thing, whoa. Some, like when Thomas Brown became the interim head coach, we heard him talk about accountability. He preached about accountability. He said that he was having tough conversations with Caleb. So to see some of those things was not surprising if you heard what not only he said, but what everybody said about what happened when he became the interim head coach. He wasn't for the bullshit. Some of those other things, we saw Caleb Williams get pissed after that damn Hail Mary. Who wasn't pissed? My son was over there crying and shit. So who wasn't pissed and mad about that? Who wouldn't be pissed and mad about that? Didn't hear him shouting some shit at the defense. And the defense, compared to what we learned, don't look like the defense that would have took well to Caleb Williams cussing them out going into the goddamn tunnel, because they was cussing out the coaches. So why wouldn't they cuss out the quarterback? The dyslexia thing is the thing that has come out that has been surprising about how he didn't do medical. And everybody applauded that. I don't think it was not one person that was like, getting all that poke the prod and doing this at the draft. No, him not doing it. No, do that at your 30. But them using him reportedly in the article having dyslexia and then them finding or having an idea that something was wrong, and then finding out but saying that they were too far gone, and then preparing him. That is the hit part of the hit piece to me. Because as somebody, look, I don't have dyslexia. I think I'm pretty good up here. I don't have any learning disabilities. But to me, you're basically saying, or at least that I know of, I see you over there, Courtney. I see you. I see you. But
and she said, I don't know
like,
about that.
I don't know about that. Man. I don't know about that. But what I will say is it felt like part one was basically saying Caleb Williams is dumb. And he's always been dumb. And we didn't know it, and it was too late. Because here's the thing. Let's just say, for instance, that Caleb Williams is dyslexic. Let's say. We don't know. And I don't even know if that's something that he needs to mention out there. To me, if he was dyslexic, that puts more of an emphasis on why last year's coaching staff was terrible. Because if you know that this man has a learning disability or believe there is a disability, and what are you doing to help him? And it don't seem like they did things to help him if that was the case. That's more of an emphasis on why all of the coaches who was talking and speaking are not coaching right now, because you didn't do what you're supposed to do to support your quarterback. Flip side, though, they said that what's his best friend name? John Jackson III. When they said basically he was, when they basically was implied that he was reading the playbook and all that shit, that was hilarious. But for Caleb
they
Williams,
implied some other shit too.
Yes, they did. That I will not go there. They implied some other shit that I won't go there. That I won't go there. But the last thing that I will say is this: everything we was told that Caleb Williams had that playbook before the draft, and he was studying it before the draft, and all of those things before the draft. If you knew that there was an issue, then you wouldn't have drafted him, number one. That's my thing right there. If he wasn't reading the playbook before the draft, then you should have made a turn and drafted somebody else. You didn't. So I don't know what to particularly believe with some of the stuff that I'm learning, but to use dyslexia as possibly the reason why he can't process and all of that stuff, if that's the case, then that's coaching. That's not on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I'm going to close this and we're going to move on to say that I like what Ben Johnson did on Wednesday. Let's stop talking about 2024. Let's snap ball. I cannot wait for Monday so we can talk about what's going on the fucking field. Like, it's just been too much talking, too much narrative been building. And honestly, I blame some of the fans too, because we're very gullible and we eat this shit up. That's why the national media is going to continue to, feed this shit out, man. But let's just play the game of football. Let's be real. Let's just say some of this shit is true, right? If some of this shit is true, we going to find out very quickly what kind of guy Caleb Williams is, because he has all the weapons he needs. He has the rebuild offensive line. He has the offensive guru head coach. If this fails, it's on nobody but his shoulders. So that's pretty much why I'm at with it, man. But let's get into last night's action in the NFL. The NFL season opener, the Dallas Cowboys went to Philadelphia to take on the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles would win 24-20 in a really entertaining game. A game that had like an hour, 45-minute hour delay because of lightning and thunder in the Philadelphia area. But Eagles won 24-20. Jalen Hurts led the way, 19 out of 23, 152 yards passing, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Saquon did what he did, 18 carries, 60 yards. The defense was hitting pretty hard. And honestly, Dak Prescott had a game where he had a y'all lost game. The stats will not tell you that. The stats, 21 out of 34, 188 yards, no touchdowns. But CD Lamb needs to be ashamed of his damn self for the performance he put on last night. That loss was 100% on CD. And the running game, Miles Sanders started well. Then we saw exactly why Philly got rid of Miles Sanders with that end zone fumble that eventually led to some points for Dallas. But the way this game started, fuck how the game ended. Let's talk about how it started. Jalen Carter. You know how you get your food ready before you get ready to watch the game. I did the typical, I'm gonna cook my food so it can lead up exactly to the 7:20 kickoff shit. So I'm all sitting there getting ready to eat my food, watch the game, and I seen somebody get hurt and carted out, and I seen one of the best defensive tackles in football get ejected within the first 10 seconds of the game, and we saw that he spit on Dak Prescott. Now, about an hour and a half later, when the second half started, NBC dropped some footage and showed that Dak was instigating a little bit, spitting at the floor. Now, for those of you Eagles fans, we all know Eagles fans aren't the most trustworthy people on planet Earth. Yeah, yeah, aren't the most cultured people on planet Earth. You want to act like spitting on the floor meant that Jalen could spit at him. Jalen knew he fucked up. Jalen said it himself afterwards. But that was good rage bait right there for Dak Prescott. Now, for me, I was like, and then niggas started fighting. I was like, this is how you start an NFC East game. This is how you start the NFL season. A lot of people are like, oh, well, this is why Ryan Poles. I made a joke about it, but I like my defensive ends and defensive tackles were a little bit crazy on.
Yeah, that joke, that's real. That's how I like mine.
Exactly. Yeah. Charles Haley almost beat up Jerry Jones. 7 Super Bowl championships. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Ray Lewis. Y'all know. 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Alonzo Spellman. Look at Alonzo Spellman.
Hey,
we could be here all day.
Watch him out about Ray Lewis. That's all legend, okay? That's a man of God.
What did Kanye say? He said, I'm not going to say, that's all I'm saying about Ray Lewis. But, yeah, man, so for me, man, this was a blown opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys. This is an opportunity to beat division rival early in the season. You know, these games always go down to the end of the year, especially in this division, and to stake your claim in and say, okay, we're going to play a lot better. As much as I like to make fun of Matt Eberflus's defense, I've lived through that bullshit for 3 years. He actually made adjustments in the second half. And the game was a lot closer, but C. Lamb has got to catch those balls. And that's just it's a bad loss. It's a bad loss for Dallas. Now, I want to get to the Philly side of things. Corey, we were talking about Jalen right before the Super Bowl. We was like, well, who is Jalen Hurts? And I'm still trying to find the answer for that. It finally hit me yesterday. Jalen Hurts is a quarterback that everything has to be perfect. And that's not a bad thing when I say that. He has one of, if not the best offensive line in football. He has the best running back in football. He has, at worst, a top 3 receiving core in football. So he can do all these things with him around him. He's great with his legs. He can make the timely pass. That's a big boy pass. Now, this might be controversial. I do not think he is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I don't. I think he's a winner. I think he's more of a big-time player than Dak Prescott. When it comes to throwing the football, I think Dak is better. And I would take the heat for that because Dak has the
confirm. I'm just trying to I guess I don't understand, because isn't that part of being a quarterback, or at least a better overall quarterback, is the one's ability to use their legs? Let
me marinate it a little more for you.
Okay.
If you switch situations, I don't believe Jalen does better than Dak in that Cowboys situation. If you put Dak with Philadelphia, I think he can do what Jalen does. That's my personal pick. I don't think it's controversial because we have a way that we look at Dak. And fair, Dak ain't won shit. And Dak and every Cowboys quarterback not named Troy Aikman has had hilarious endings in playoff games. Let me just get my point out.
Go ahead.
No, let me get my point out. And that's what I think. I think Jalen is a winner. That's not a bad thing. I think Jalen's also a top 10 quarterback. I think he's 6. If I had to rank the top 10 right now, I'm putting Jalen at 6. I think the top 4 obviously is the Fantastic Four. Whatever order you got them after Pat, Lamar, Burrow, Allen. That's the Fantastic Four in the NFL. Anybody else is after them? 5. When back is healthy, I got Stafford there. But I put Jalen right under there. But that's what works for this team. But I think that Dak is the better passer of football. And I just think that Jalen is a big-time player. He's a winner, and that's what they're going to do to win the game. But I just think that's the difference between the two quarterbacks, in my opinion. But the Eagles, and they're supposed to do. Champions find a way to win. They got to go to Arrowhead next week, Super Bowl rematch. You do as much as you try to do to win. So that's all I really got to say about the Eagles. But go ahead, man.
I was because you directed this to Courtney, so I'm gonna direct this to Courtney because this is how I feel. I feel like the same quarterback. I don't see much of a difference between the two. I see a difference in the team. I do believe that if you put Hurts on the Cowboys and you put Dak Prescott on the Eagles, it would be different for both quarterbacks. That's because what those quarterbacks got around them. If you put Dak on Philly, he has one of the best running backs in the league. You have a great wide receiver situation, which he already has, and you also have a better offensive line. When the Cowboys was going 12-4, their running back situation was on point, their offensive line situation was on point, and their wide receiver situation was on point. The only difference between the two is the defense. So I don't think there's too much of a difference between Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott. I think they're the same person. They're just in different situations.
This is nasty. This is nasty.
The floor is yours, Courtney.
Unbelievable. I don't really have anything to say other than I vehemently disagree. I'm so sorry. And maybe it's because I'm Dak Prescott's number one hater. If that man has no haters, I'm.
Oh, you're a hater? Okay.
I'm dead. Okay. Correct. Oh, I've been a Dak Prescott hater. The tape is there.
I wasn't aware.
There has been established tape on this show specifically. I'm pretty sure it was like the first season. I was very much.
She's a Dak Joshua Allen hater.
No.
Okay, I'm a Josh Allen hater for different reasons. Okay, again.
Okay. Yeah.
He's got a twinge of the bozo gene. That's all.
I'm a partial Josh Allen hater now because he's with Haley Steinfeld.
But again, brothers, we all need to lock in on the real agenda here, okay? And that's the anti-Justin Herbert agenda. Let's all focus our energy and redirect that to something that matters.
Oh man, that don't want to.
Stall my boy out. Stall my boy out.
Justin Herbert is he just proves himself every single week, every season. That's why there's an agenda against him. But that's neither here nor there. They do play tonight, so we'll see.
It's the acne. It's the acne. He still got sex bumps. That's why people don't mess with him. He got sex bumps.
Tosin, what's your take on last night's game?
The Eagles secondary needs some work. I know we talk about the quarterbacks, but them Eagles secondary, man, Adoree Jackson looked like food. They need to figure that out. They just signed Zadarius Smith, so shout the cash dog going to Philly, I guess. But yeah, they just need work. That's really it. But it's the first game of the season. I'm not gonna sit here and overreact, but back to the Dak and Jalen thing. Jalen's a really, really good game manager, and that's not an insult to him in the slightest. Because when your team is that good, everywhere you just need somebody who can not mess it up, and he does his job to a T. And that's why he has a Super Bowl ring, because he's great at what he does. So shout out to Shamar Moore for being a good quarterback back there.
God forbid a man be fine and successful. God forbid.
He said Herbo on the lab McConkey and nothing else. It has an LT whose knee is pulled pork. Stop hating. I'll stop hating on Herbert when he don't go out there and take it in a playoff game. He ain't got to win. That's a very valid point. That's a very valid point. He did out tough.
Did that man throw? Was it 4?
4. Yeah, remember him and Trick on Trail. Him and Trail went band for band in the playoffs like 2-3 years ago. So you got me on that one. But Courtney, any final takes before we move on this last night's game?
Not at all. Jalen Hurts is really good. He's really good, and he's better than Dak Prescott. And I won't be taking any further questions. Thank you.
Says every woman on planet Earth. Yes, I'm hating. Move on.
That's crazy.
We're gonna do our division preview now, man. So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go around every division in the NFL, and we're gonna give our predictions because I am prepared this year. I've got mine. We're gonna start with the NFC East since we are ready, and I'm gonna give y'all how I've got this very, very entertaining division shaking out. Also, this division is the subject of the in-season Hard Knocks, so that should be pretty good to watch. I enjoyed last year's AFC North one. You really saw how stubborn Mike Tomlin was compared to what they do in Baltimore, and that was very, very fucking funny to me. And I love Mike Tomlin, but Some people gotta get out their own way. And I love Mike Tomlin, but now I gotta root against that nigga because he pays my mortal enemy. That the amount of stuff I want about that man, if I want to continue to have a future in media, I cannot say. But I will be praying on their downfall this year. But anyway, I've got the NFC East shaking out like this. For my champion, I've got the Philadelphia Eagles. I've got the Philadelphia Eagles to win the division. I think it's going to be competitive. Obviously, the NFC East always is competitive, but they're the champions. They've got everything they need. As long as they can stay healthy, which you can say about every team in football, health is the main key. And the adding Darius Smith to it, which somebody that I wanted the Bears to get, which I also told Bears fans was not going to happen because Ryan Poles said that he was very confident in the interior. But whatever. We'll get to that later. But you just add more stuff that they didn't need. They've already got great pass rushers. I think it's going to be good. And I don't know if they'll be able to how rocky of a path is going to be, but I do believe they're going to win the division. So I'm going to go with the Eagles to win the NFC East. I got the Commanders finishing in second again. I think the team in general is going to take a step back. I do not believe Jaden is going to take a step back. I think Jaden is one of the ones. I do not believe he's going to have the CJ Stroud sophomore season hiccups. He just looks like he gets it, and I think that he's going to be able to have an excellent year. This is one of the oldest rosters in the NFL. That's a problem I have there. Big Deebo Samuel fan, but I do not believe Deebo is anywhere near the guy that he was in San Francisco anymore, and he keeps getting hurt. Terry McLaurin is Terry McLaurin. I don't believe in that defense. Bobby Wagner's old. It's just a whole bunch of dudes on there. I'm very questionable about their running game as well. So I'm going to have them finish in second. Third, I got the Cowboys. Michael Parsons was a big blow, obviously, but this was the team that I was high on, even if Michael Parsons was still there. So I definitely think there's going to be a little bit of a setback defensively from that, obviously. And you got a defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, who's not a bad defensive guy. I'm not going to shit on Flus like that. Flus is a solid defensive coordinator, but Flus is not aggressive. He is the definition of bend, don't break, even though sometimes that motherfucker do break. So, and then the offense is the offense, man. Some nights they're going to look good. Some nights they're not going to look good, but they're going to be third in the division. The Giants, I don't understand why Giants fans are so excited. I really don't. Russell Wilson, I love Russ. Seen this for the last couple of years. He started off hot for about 4-6 weeks, and we get back seeing why Seattle got rid of his ass. So Jackson Dart, I'm not buying it. We might see Jameis a couple times, but Jameis is the same thing. Jameis got 2 or 3 weeks in him as well. I think this team is going to be bad. The only redeeming quality about this team is that you do have somebody great like Malik Neighbors. They got a couple good defenders as well. It's still a last place team for me. So that's how I got the NFC East shaking out. Courtney, how you got this division going?
Exactly the same. The exact same order. However, I'm a little intrigued by the idea of the Commanders. I think they made some improvements to the offensive line, which they needed, because remember last season I was worried for Jaden Daniels' health. The Eagles are going to win that division. I am, like Tosin said, concerned about their secondary because there's some noticeable holes there. But yeah, I have it shaken out the exact same. I got Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, and then the Giants.
Bang, how you got the East going?
I ain't do no 1 through 4, but I do have Philly winning the division. Cliff Kingsbury in year 2. We got to see how that shakes out. The Dallas Cowboys. I've never seen the team be so enthusiastic or media around the team be so enthusiastic after they lost. Like, fam, they lost. Let's stop talking about could they contend and shit. They still lost. And they got a lot of problems on that bitch. Let's stop trying to put the Cowboys on the pedestal for ratings reasons. And the New York Giants, I think the New York Giants are going to give people problems, but they ain't going to win. They're going to give people problems. They're going to be a little scrappy dude.
No, mind you, the Commanders were always that team, Bang. The Giants were giving the Commanders fits last season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Giants going to be that little scrappy team that you think you're going to come in and whoop their ass, but you're like, oh, this was tougher than I thought. Let me get this shit over with. And you beat them, but it's closer than you thought. But I do have the Eagles winning the division, being the first team in what, like 30 years, 20 years to win back-to-back division titles.
Yeah, it's been 21 years. 2004 was the last time a team went back to back. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, my camera's shaking. The train moving, nigga. Ain't nothing I can do about that, brother. It's all about house placement. So anyway, it's not an earthquake going on. Tosin, how you the NFC shaking?
Same exact way. 1 through 4 is the same way. I do think the Giants can be a little bit tougher than what people think they are. I'm really excited to see what Abdul Carter looks like with that team. He's looking, like everything they said he's going to be. Like I said, I'm really concerned about the Eagles secondary, but it's only one game, so we'll see. A.J. Brown was hurt yesterday, apparently. He has a hamstring injury, so we'll see how that plays out the whole entire rest of the year. Commanders, I do like the Commanders. I like Jaden Daniels. I would love if they stop comparing Lamar Jackson, because that's not good. Let's not do that. Let's behave ourselves. But I do like that team.
If you black in front of inner city, they're gonna compare you to Lamar Jackson.
Of course. Yeah. Debo looks like he's been eating ho-hos instead of eating protein bars. He looks like a big man, and not a good way. But again, I just don't trust that defense, man. Bobby Wagner's like 30. Bobby Wagner's my age. Like, literally, we're the same age. And it's like, yo,
damn,
my knees hurt.
Bobby Wagner was on a Legion of Boom. All them niggas are retired.
Hello? So there we go. But yeah, I've been going that way. I also think that, this is going to be the first time since 2004 that someone wins back-to-back. And Jesus, we had George Bush as president, and I was going to high school that year. That's insane.
Wait.
By the way, okay, Courtney, relax. Courtney, relax. We know you the young buck here.
No. Hold on. When were you in high school?
04 to 08.
See,
Yeah.
She doing that shit on purpose. She know
I'm
all of us. She know all of us was born before Clinton took office. She doing that shit. She do it all the time.
I didn't know Tosin was that old. I really thought you were like
Tosin, yeah, he's with the young OGs. Yes, he's with us.
I got 5 nieces and nephews. I'm an uncle for real.
That's crazy.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Courtney be hitting us with the Kevin Hart. Damn.
Okay, well that's different. You're old. That's different. I didn't know.
I'm 12 months older than Tosin. I'm 12 months older than Tosin.
You mean a year? You mean a year old?
Yes. See,
that nigga using an advocate.
He's 27 months. You mean he's 2? He's 2.
Okay, fair. And you know what? When people are you old, that we know it's an alternative that I could be dead. So thank the Lord that I am still walking around. But anyway, let's go on to something that should be dead. That is the NFC South. So let's go on to this.
What kind of transition was that?
Let's go to this shit division, the NFC South, man. This is how I got this shaken out. Obviously, last year's champion was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went on and lost the playoff game they had no business losing to at home against the Commanders. I got them going again. I got them winning this division again. I do think it'll be a competitive division. I don't think they're good enough to run away with that motherfucker, but I do believe they will win this division again. Now, my order for the next 2 might be kind of controversial. Contrary to the propaganda that our castmate Dante spreads on this show, I am not a Michael Penix believer, but I am a believer in my fellow Untall King, my man in Carolina. I am going 100% with the Panthers to be number 2. Yeah, I'm going. I am smelling the Kool-Aid right now. I am going.
Bryce Young High. Rise up.
Bryce Young High. I love how he ended the season. I like what I saw in preseason. And I think it's going to move on here, man. They're building a coach over there in Carolina, and they were very competitive towards the end. I'm going to have Carolina at number 2. Number 3, I'm going to Falcons. I wasn't that big of a Michael Penix fan, even when he was at Washington. I feel like with the way he played last year, it was cool, but people only hyped it up so much because Cousins was so fucking bad. So I think that's something you got to do. And I also don't like the fact that Raheem ain't played this dude all preseason like he's Patrick Mahomes. So that was kind of confusing to me as well. So I'm gonna put them third. Only reason I don't have them last is for the team that Cody left. The Saints are god awful. Okay, the city of New Orleans, which I love very dearly, one of my favorite cities to visit in America, deserves better than the shit sports teams that they've got in that city. With the Saints, the Pelicans, they ain't got no baseball team, nothing. That's how I got the NFC South shaken out.
Erasure.
Huh?
It's minor league baseball.
That's who erasure?
Never mind. The Baby Cakes.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but
Exactly.
Is this another TikTok thing that I need to know?
No.
Is this in the same alley as a Jet 2 holiday? Anyway, Courtney, how you got this division shaking out?
Yeah, I have it just about the same. I have the Bucks winning the division. The Saints might not win. They might win 3 games this year. I've made my peace. If they win 4, I think that's a successful season.
3. Yeah, you being generous.
I'm really trying. I do still love them at my core, but I can't support that organization. That being said, I got Bucks winning the division, the Falcons finishing in second. I do think the Panthers will improve, but I do think they will finish third, and of course the Saints just bad and clean up.
So you got the Falcons at 2. So are you a Penix believer?
I almost just said I almost just said something inappropriate. Yep, okay. I am a believer. I am a believer.
Okay. This is a family show, by the way.
You're right, exactly. Just kids watching.
I'm not the one that made the typo.
And there are children watching this program. Oh, Bang, how you got this shit show of a division playing out?
So I found the site where I did my predictions at. I actually went through every game and everything, and I am very high on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have them winning this division. I have the Falcons coming in second. I am not high on the Carolina Panthers at all. I still look at that team as like who's all there? Who gonna be there?
Dang, that's crazy. You're not a cokehead? You're not a cokehead? Jalen Coker? You're not a cokehead?
You're not a cokehead. No. I like that.
No.
Cokehead.
No, not at all. And I actually think, but no, I actually think that the New Orleans Saints may have a historic NFL season for the wrong reasons. I only got them winning the game, and that's a maybe. So that's how I got that division shaken out.
Cokehead is nuts. Tosin, how you got this division playing out?
I got the Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, but I got something for the Saints. They're going to be the first team to get relegated in NFL history.
Yes. Sending them down to the XFL.
Nah,
not too much of my team now. Let's all just relax a little bit.
They're sending them to real France, okay? Go speak French over there.
I always said, man, like that's one thing that will never happen in American sports, but needs to happen. People will get their shit together very quickly. It was like, you know what? We gonna send the Braves to AAA to go against the Cucamonga, I don't know, Cracker Jacks, whatever they be called down there. That's what they need to do. But let's move on to the NFC West, and this is a division that I found hard to pick as well because I'm not really impressed with anybody in this division. But I do have the Los Angeles Rams winning this division only because I almost picked the Niners. I was very close to picking the Niners. Then I looked at the wide receiver depth chart and then taking into account the small faith that I already have in their quarterback. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. I had very, very severe questions about Matthew Stafford's health. The back problems sound like his back is messed up like Larry Bird 92. He's barely been practicing. We ain't seen him in camp preseason, but allegedly he's starting this week. And even if he doesn't start, I think Jimmy G is their backup. I think he's obviously been to the Super Bowl. He can hold it down in a certain game they need to. I just believe in Sean McVay and more than I do Kyle Shanahan. And I believe in that. I believe in Jared Verse and the rest of that defense more too. So I'm going to go with the Rams number 2. Seattle, by default, I put them in Seattle. I'm not really that high on Seattle either. I think Sam Darnold was a product of being with Kevin O'Connell, but I just don't like the rest of this division. So by default, I'm going to put the Seahawks number 2. I'm going to put the Niners number 3, and then I've got the Cardinals number 4. And Kyler Murray might need to find something else to put in. He can go back to baseball because football ain't for him. Courtney, how you got the NFC West shaking out?
So I sat and I stared at that list trying to figure out, and like I was looking at the depth chart and all that jazz, and you were talking about the Niners and their lack of depth. Did you see that they promoted Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
Oh, God bless.
That man's still playing football.
Yeah, God bless.
That being said, I think the Seahawks could win that division. Am I crazy? No, mind you, I'm not terribly moved by anyone in that division.
No, you're not crazy just for the reason that you just said. Nobody in that division really moves me.
Yeah, I'm not moved by a lot there. That being said, I think the Seahawks win the division. The 49ers, I have them coming up second just because of, all of their injury issues. And yeah, it's just I don't think it's their time right now. And then also CMC might not even play on Sunday. This is a big day for Brian Robinson Jr. Truthers.
Well, he did practice today. So
we'll see. Okay. I mean,
yeah, I personally don't play around with calf injuries. Calf injuries pull up the Achilles Boulevard. So
yep.
If I was them, I'd be very cautious.
Correct. Yeah. So Seahawks, Niners. I feel like Matthew Stafford, we go be a family man. I feel like it's about that time. Still talented, to be clear. I would take him in a heartbeat. But the back issues, they have a way of taking them high.
We all know why Matthew Stafford is risking it. You know who you see how his wife be running her mouth when she in that pod. He don't want to be in the house. He don't want to be in the house. You know, I'd rather get knocked out by 300-pound men than be in this house all damn day. So I don't blame you.
I'm kind of intrigued by the Cardinals. I'm like a little intrigued.
Please explain this to me.
I think they might be better than we think. Am I tripping? Am I alone?
No, you're not.
I'm alone. You're alone with me. Go ahead, man.
No, you're not. In fact, I think this is how we looked at the NFC North last year. I think that we're going to be looking at the NFC West like that this year. I think that all 4 teams are going to have a winning record. They're now not going to go to the playoffs, but I think that the way that their schedule shakes out, I think they're all going to have a winning record. And I think that the Arizona Cardinals are better than what people suggest, especially again because of their schedule. But I do have now, mind you, this is me picking this even with the on the CMC news because there's a reason why in the leagues that I could get them, I got Brian Robinson Jr.
Yep.
Because I guess I run along the lines of if you continue having these calf issues, should you just go ahead and tear your Achilles and put it back together? Because that shit gonna pop in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's a ticking time bomb, bro. It's just
it's a ticking time bomb. It's been so many Achilles situations that I touch mine every day just to make sure it's there. And side note, I don't even put if you ever see me on the couch, I put my legs out because Pet Cemetery, when dudes slice dude Achilles, I still got a phobia on that. But that being said, I do still have the San Francisco 49ers winning the division along with the Seattle Seahawks number 2, LA number 3, and the Arizona Cardinals number 4. The same thing with Matt Stafford. The same thing we're talking about CMC's Achilles is Matthew Stafford's back. That shit waiting for a defensive lineman to knock his shit out of place. And he ended up announcing his retirement in the middle of the season. So that's what I got.
Shout out to everybody watching. We got over 1,000 people watching on all platforms. Shout out to y'all watching. Tosin, how you got this division shaking out?
I'm a big Mike McDonald truther. That's my guy. Has always been my guy. Sad that he's
shocker here, former Baltimore Raven.
Hey, listen, we know how to get executives and coaches. We do it well. That's why we don't got nobody making hit pieces about our quarterback like y'all, because we're not messy.
Okay, all right, enough.
I got Seattle. I just think that defense is going to be really good this year. I I think that rookie they got, Nick, from South Carolina, I really, really think Nick's going to be good in that system. He's going to be almost like as if they're broke man version of Kyle Hamilton. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with him. I'm not too high on the Rams and the Niners because of injuries. When your quarterback's taking an epidural in the middle of the season, it's like, bro, that's for pregnant women. Your quarterback should not be taking epidurals in the middle of the season. It's not good,
That's not John Blaze.
No, it's not John Blaze at all. In fact, it's Reggie. That shit is terrible. I don't believe in Christian McCaffrey. There's somebody years ago, and this is on soccer Twitter, someone said when a white man is too explosive when it comes to like running, his body's gonna fall apart. And
because it's not what he meant to do.
Hey, listen, look at Gareth Bale. His whole body just collapsed, So there's never been in the history of sports a white man who's that fast who stayed together. Christian McCaffrey's body is breaking down by the week. The Cardinals, I think they're going to be a fun team to watch. I love their uniforms, by the way. The rival uniform is really, really nice. So, go out there, Kyler Murray, be 5'9", and run like a bad kid and, entertain us for a couple of games. But it's going to be a fun division.
Or as my brother calls him, man, because he run like a little badass cousin around the field. But let's go to the conference division of the beloved, the NFC North, which in my opinion is the toughest division in football, man. I already said I got this. I think this is gonna play out on 7 Night the Hallis, and even last week when I did our Bulls Bears preview episode, I'm gonna do it again. I got the Detroit Lions repeating as NFC North champions. I think this will be a much tougher year from them. I think this is gonna be something they don't clinch the division to the final week of the season. I think that it wouldn't surprise me. This is gonna be a tough division. I can see all these battles being wars. I don't think anybody is going to have an over 500 record in this division. It's going to be that competitive, but I think Detroit will barely win this division because I trust their quarterback more than I trust the team who I got coming second. That is the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers only got Micah Parsons. Micah's going to make a huge difference. The difference between them, because there's 3 elite defensive lines in the NFC North. And I rank the Packers 3rd, even with Micah Parsons, because I feel like the Vikings, they have options everywhere. You don't know which way they're going to hit you. And Detroit, there's a stout, and they still got their guy, Aiden Hutchinson, coming back at some point this season. So that's going to be our defensive line. We've seen in the past that you can neutralize Micah Parsons. Shit, the Packers did it themselves 2 years ago in the playoffs. And there's nobody else on that defensive line that scares me enough to where when I double Micah, then I'm worried about them making a play. So I think it's going to be one of the biggest issues they have. Micah apparently has a back injury as it is, which something that Dallas knew but didn't come up until after the contract was signed. Maybe that was part of the reason they want to sign him outside of Jerry's ego. But I don't think Jordan Love is it. I really don't. And honestly, and I say that as a non-biased football fan, I don't think he is. As a hater of this piece of shit franchise, it brings me joy because Packer fans get it. Man, Jordan Love being ass is too much of an easy out. The fact that he's just good enough to get your hopes up, it don't get no better than that. I know what it's like to have a middle of the road quarterback, and that's exactly what he is. This is a team that was a fingertip away from getting swept in the division last year. This is a team that very coached well. Matt LaFleur, great coach. But Jordan Love is going to be the difference in a lot of these games. And I don't have trust in them for that. But I do believe they're going to be second in the NFC North. And I do believe they're going to win double-digit games. 3, I got the Bears. I got the Bears at 3 in this division. I think the deciding factor between them and Minnesota, I think Minnesota has a better roster front to back than the Bears. I don't even think it's comparable at the moment, especially the defensive side of the ball. But I trust Caleb way more than I trust JJ McCarthy. Now, not 8 days from now, I could be eating my own words if he has a great performance in Soldier Field. But he's a rookie quarterback pretty much. He didn't play last year. I got to see it before I believe it. But everything else around JJ McCarthy is great. But, there was a lot of things. They were I think they were 9-1 in one-score games last year and the high turnover ratio last year. They got a lot of metrics that are just numbers-wise, just going to come back down to earth this season. And they also didn't close the season well last year with a better quarterback in Sam Darnold. So I do believe the Minnesota Vikings will finish last, but not in a 4-win type thing. I think last in the NFC North is going to be like 8 wins. I really think it's a competitive division. So that's how I've got the NFC North shaking out. Courtney, how you got the North shaking out?
Yeah, I have my list written down and I'm staring at it. I think the Lions win the division. I'm not sold on the Packers. And now obviously I know Micah Parsons is I would love to have Micah Parsons. That being said, he doesn't move me enough to want to pick them to win this division. And I don't know about their receiver situation still to this day. I know they just got Matthew Golden.
Yeah, that was a point I wanted to make too. I forgot about the receivers.
Yeah, the receiver situation in Green Bay. To this day, what's happening here? You know? That being said, I did pick up Romeo Doubs in one of my fantasy leagues, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm not moved by the Packers. I gotta go Lions. Maybe a little bold of me. I'm going Bears. And then Packers, and then Vikings. But again, like you said,
so you got the Bears over the Packers.
I do, and maybe that's a little silly.
From your mouth to God's ears.
And again, I think
that's championship in my book.
There's so much talent in that division that, like you said, I don't think anybody is going to have like a bad record. I think the worst team in that division will have 7 or 8 wins. Like that's still a pretty good season considering how competitive it is.
Yeah. Bang, how you got it playing out?
Man, I hate talking about this and being able to admit this. I got the Detroit Lions as winning this division, followed by the Minnesota Vikings. I have the Bears and Green Bay finishing with the same record, 8-9. But I believe that the Green Bay Packers will have the better divisional record. So by technicality, the Bears will come in last, but they will improve. And I think this will be a very competitive division.
Okay, I'm very interested in Tosa's take because he is the outsider here. And Courtney's been corrupted by us, so she's one of us. Even if he didn't pick the Bears, he's watching. You've been corrupted by us. You are not the same person that you were 2.5 years ago. Like, you ain't got to lie. We ain't got to lie. And what you seen that video? You seen that video of Lil' Kim? You're in the hood now, baby. That's how it was when we added Courtney to the show. Go ahead, Tosa.
I got Courtney on Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's crazy as hell. Insane. Courtney over here at what's it called? She over here at Harold. That's insane.
Yeah. Courtney, we gonna take Courtney Harold and J&J Fish.
I'm gonna throw a spanner here. I want to be controversial today. That's just I just feel like being chaotic. I got the Packers winning the NFC North this year. I don't know how Detroit's going to bounce back with losing their 2 main offensive coordinators. I think that Dan Campbell's a really good coach, but I think that he was really held up with his coordinators, right? So I'm excited to see how, the Lions are talented. So if they do win the division, I won't be shocked. But I just feel like last year the Packers are the youngest team in the league, and they just got a little bit better. They're moving one of their guys to center this year, so they're getting all 5 of their best guys on the line. So I think they're going to be a lot better. Micah Parsons, like we said, got back injury, but Micah's Micah at the end of the day. So I would love to see how he fits on that defense. I have the Lions coming in second. Then I have the Bears coming in third. Bears going to take a big step this year. I think that they're going to look a lot better. There are going to be some moments where you're going to be frustrated, but you can see that their trajectory is going forward. But I have the Vikings going last. And the reason why I have this is for a personal bias, and I'm not being objective here. I already told you guys I'm a hater. There's a guy about 3 years ago, when Lamar's contract was up, and I blocked him. I don't know what his ad is anymore, but he said that the Ravens should not pay Lamar Jackson. They should go get J.J. McCarthy instead of Lamar Jackson. Almost want to call every name in the world in English, then in Yoruba. Because I'm like, yo, this is not only one of the best quarterbacks in the league, this is one of the best players in the league. I'm not giving up Lamar Jackson for no goddamn J.J. McCarthy. I don't care what you say. So for that reason alone, I have the Vikings coming in last. There's no rhyme or reason for it. That's just me being a hater. that's just it.
I love hater picks, man. I really love hater picks. But this next part, we're gonna do this rap style. We're just gonna name our 3 wild card teams from the NFC. So my 3 wild card teams for the NFC, I got the Packers being the 5th seed, I got the Commanders being the 6th seed, and I got the Seahawks taking the 7th and final playoff seed. Courtney, who your 3 NFC playoff wild card team? Somebody didn't do her homework.
I did. I'm looking at my list right now. Spin the block on me.
Okay, go ahead, man.
I got Atlanta, Seattle, and Minnesota taking the wild cards.
Okay, Tosin, who's your 3?
Niners, Cards, and Commanders.
That's what I'm trying. I'm wrestling with myself, Tosin. I'm wrestling with myself about the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know. Something in something.
Hey, take your shot. You were right on the Commanders last year.
There's something in the
right
water.
On the Commanders.
There's something in the water, and I'm trying to see it.
Courtney, look, here's the thing. Even if we're wrong, nobody gonna beat your ass. Because even if they tried, I'll jump before you. So don't worry about it.
All right.
So you going, Courtney, what's your final 3?
Yeah, I'm going Green Bay, Arizona, and San Francisco.
Okay.
That's nasty.
All right. We're going to move on to the AFC now. We're going to start with the AFC East. It's going to be a fake competitive division. As we say in Chicago, fake decent division. That's what the AFC East is going to be. Got the Buffalo Bills. I got the Buffalo Bills winning this division. What I mean by going to be fake decent, because there's going to be some good games. But the Bills, to me, they are a complete team. This is a team that probably should have been in the Super Bowl last year. There was a lot of voodoo going on at Arrowhead in the AFC Championship game last week. But I got the Bills winning this. Patriots, man. I'm buying a little bit of Patriot stock. I ain't gonna lie. I'm buying a little bit of Patriot stock. I like what I saw. Yeah, I liked what I saw from Drake May last year. I really did. I like what I saw from Drake May. I like Vrabel. I'm a football guy. I like Vrabel. And I think you're gonna get a mature Stephon Diggs. Did y'all see him apologize to the Boston media a couple of days ago? I was like, okay,
he can be mature all he wants to. That knee ain't.
That's called. I dealt with a Dominican woman for 6 months, and now I'm going to apologize.
And she popped. I popped the Dominican woman, and my knee bad.
Scott, next time you come to New York, I got a Dominican spot to take you to. Okay, this off air, but I got a Dominican place to take you.
Yeah, he said I'm not trying to blow the spot up. Absolutely not.
Yeah, you don't need to blow the spot up, man. Like, look. Hey man, shout out to New York. Shout out to all the women in New York. All of y'all. All New York guy ever played New York guy, I'd have fell in love by 8 times just walking down Brooklyn. Anyway, it's another conversation. But I got the Patriots finishing second in the AFC East. Third, I'm gonna go with my man Justin and the Jets. I think we all know the Jets defense is solid. Garrett Wilson, one of my favorite young wide receivers in the league. I am praying that Justin finds his spot as a starting quarterback. I believe this is the last chance. I think if it don't go well here, my boy is going to be a perennial backup. Now, from a career aspect, best job in sports. Alex Daniels, very paid young man, very paid, and led into a good media career for him, and you always have a job. Case Keenum has a great job, all that. But I remember what he used to be. I don't know how excited I was when we drafted him. So I'm rooting for Justin to do well. And also, since I am also selfish, I don't want to do better than Caleb, but I do want him to do well. I think they're going to finish third in this division. I think Justin's going to be Justin. I just think who he is. I just hope he stays healthy. And four, not only are the Dolphins going to finish last, hot take. I don't even think this is a hot take. Tyreek Hill will be on a different team by trade deadline. That is I'm one for the first time in his career. Dolphins, he was not named a captain. He's been flirting around with it, and it's supposed to say yes. I can see him in Baltimore. I really.
What has he not been flirting around with? The man
see
has
him where? See him where?
I can see him in Baltimore. I can see him in Baltimore.
Doing what? Get hip hop.
Playing wide receiver. I can see him being I can see him being playing wide receiver in Baltimore. But
hey,
we'll
Scott,
see.
I'm gonna tell you this. We don't need no more receivers, and we don't need no more bad characters in that team. Okay, no, we need family men who don't get divorced.
You need men who go to Bible study. on Wednesdays after practice. That's why I got finished in the AFC East. Courtney, how you got the AFC East shaking out?
Yeah, not that different from you. I have Buffalo winning that division. I think the Patriots are pretty solid. You know, I've always been really big on Christian Gonzalez, which again, I know he's nursing injuries right now, just like it feels like everybody else is, and the season just fucking started. Excuse me. I think Miami's terrible. I think Miami's going to finish last in the AFC East. I think they're really bad.
Yeah, I think everybody with eyes.
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
I think this is somebody. Look, I add this one.
Miami. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Can I just add this little nugget? I've been waiting to say this on the show, but I forgot last week because I'm over the Courtney. But the Dolphins are a soft ass football team. I saw this at joint practice. These motherfuckers complaining about getting hit in joint practice, and the media was complaining even more. I'm like, y'all not even out there. Stop acting soft. So you know what I'm saying? Enough from the entire state of Florida and everything going on there. I am rooting for the Miami Dolphins' downfall because a lot of y'all is acting like bitches, and I don't like how some of y'all talking about my city. If you live in Florida, you do not have the right, the unmitigated gall to talk about a city like Chicago. Like, you're still in Florida. I don't care if you are in Miami. You're still in Florida, which is Indiana with palm trees and hurricanes. That's the only difference between the two. Okay, so enough. Anyway, bang. How you got?
I'm sorry, I just saw in the comments that Orlando called Mike McDaniel South
Beach Logic. he do look like Logic. South Beach Logic. Bang. How you got the AFC shaking up?
Man, this division don't even matter. It's the Bills and everybody else. I don't think any of those three teams going to be super competitive. I got the Patriots and the Miami Dolphins finishing second and third. And Justin gonna forget backup. Justin's gonna be either playing in the CFL the next season. Yeah, that's fair. If it don't work here, you back up where? How you gonna have a backup that can't? Nah, who he gonna help? Like what starter is he gonna help prepare?
He gonna that's a good point.
What starter? No disrespect.
That sounds fucked up, but it's true.
No disrespect, but what starter he gonna help get ready? What starter he gonna help get ready?
Never forget where you came from.
I know he came from here. And shit didn't work.
I just want to put this out now in week one. If Caleb if Caleb is what I hope he is, I will 100% forget where I came from very quickly. I'm like, y'all don't have an all-star quarterback.
Yeah. With that being said, nah, man. Hey, Justin, he better shape up, or he gonna be with the Toronto Argonauts. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my girl Ace. Shouts out to my homie Ace, who's the in-game announcer for the Toronto Argonauts. But he gonna be over there. She gonna be like, yo, bang, Justin Fields here. Like, yo, yeah, tell him I said what up. Yeah, he's gonna be new Doug Flutie. We'll see him in the NFL in 5 years. But nah, I didn't say UFL. I said CFL.
Damn, you said bro's gonna be playing for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. That's crazy.
Yep, he's gonna be playing for the Grey Cup. That's what he's gonna be doing. He's gonna be a multiple-time Grey Cup champion if this shit don't work out. You know what I'm saying? But they're finishing in last. If there's a team that I don't believe in that people trying to pump up because they got a new coach, is the damn New York Jets. Their offensive coordinator was the passing game coordinator for the Detroit Lions last year. Not saying that's bad, but what did he do if either Ben Johnson did a lot or somebody lying? We gonna find out about two coaches, one a head coach and one an OC, that got Bears kind of ties this year. And I think the Jets, the ghetto, you in the hood now, baby. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm all for black men getting jobs, but Aaron Glenn just looks like a 5-13 coach.
He's 5-13. I got 3-14, Jack.
Nothing beats the Jets to holiday. That's crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Toast. Now you got the division shaking out.
Obviously, the Bills are gonna win. what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? I do have the Patriots being fake decent and making the playoffs. I actually got that. Yeah. And actually, I'm bullish on the Jets, actually. I think they're going to go like super run game heavy. The only issue I have with the Jets is their defense. They got a fellow named Brandon Stevens. When I tell you that boy is Swiss cheese. Woo, I saw the Ravens last year. You remember that game against the Bengals when it was Thursday night, we were all purple and it was like a back and forth.
It was a shootout, yeah. Like every
Marcus
Bengals
Williams,
game was that shit.
And I'm gonna talk about the Ravens about that, but boy, I think they're gonna get their running game a lot better, the Jets. And again, we're talking about career backup players. Tyrod Taylor, first team all Hall of Fame when it comes to getting the bag. He's been in the league 14 years now, something like that. Being a backup quarterback, even got himself a Super Bowl ring to put on.
Tyrod Taylor's first team bad luck. Chargers tried to kill him. You know what I'm saying? They tried to kill him right before the game.
Yeah. Just so they could play Justin Herbert.
And then I got the Dolphins coming in last. Them and the Saints are going to get relegated. And I also had Mike McDaniels getting fired in the middle of the season, like JRT said, because I don't think Logic is a good coach. And I think he looks like he gets nervous. And he looks like he's like shaky, you know? So, and I do not believe in Tua.
I almost said something very wild. Almost said some Sessions word.
Yeah, no, you got to say it now.
Nah.
It said Aaron Glenn's gonna have Justin run a wishbone.
No,
it's some exceptions for they say.
Man, McDonald looked like he get nervous in front of women and soil his pants. That's how it looked like.
Can we move on?
He was like, oh man,
it's cold outside.
Oh man,
you're in Miami. Don't get cold, my nigga.
Oh man,
this nigga had full white hoodie warm up in 105-degree weather during training camp. I was like, there's something wrong with this dude, man.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, man, we'll lose the plot, man. With this last comment.
He looked like he has transactional relationships. That's what he do. He has. McDonald's.
Speaking of, how's Shannon Sharp doing?
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. So we're gonna move on to the AFC
crazy
South.
pivots on this show today. All of you are on timeout. You're all on timeout.
We are officially back, man. Let's move on to the AFC South, which is just a warmer climate version of the NFC South. We got the Texans, Jaguars, Titans, and Colts. That's how I got this going. I don't have much to say about this. The Texans are going to be number one in this division just by default. I do not believe in trick-off Trev whatsoever. I believe Travis Hunter is going to get very irritated right away, and he's going to realize very quickly this is not Colorado. The Titans, I really am interested to see how Cam Ward is going to play. I think, first overall draft pick, they gave him more moves, number the whole dig. I'm really interested to see what he's going to be like. The Colts are ass, and I said this is going to happen when they drafted Anthony Richardson 2 years ago on that fateful day in Kansas City when we were all in the draft room, and my brother said, and I quote, loud in a room full of the media and the press, he got drafted, that motherfucker is ass. Word for word is what he said in that draft room. A lot of people laughed. One lady, she got upset like she was related to this motherfucker. Nobody who gets drafted in the NFL's ass. My brother's like, he's ass. I was like, you're not winning this battle, white lady. It's just not going to happen. And we ended up being right. So that's how I got this. I don't have much to say about the AFC South at all. Courtney, any thoughts at all about the AFC South?
I feel like we're not talking enough about Cam Ward. Like for a number one pick, not us, but like in general, I feel like that's not being discussed enough. Like I've never heard or not heard, I guess in this case, like such little discussion around a number one pick. Obviously, I know he's not going into a great situation. But I don't know. I'm still kind of intrigued. That being said, I do think obviously the Texans will win that division. I'm still not sold on Jacksonville or Trick-Off Trev, as we like to affectionately refer to him as. And then, I can fix Anthony Richardson. I can fix him. I will defend him.
You've been saying this for 2 years. Do you have a crush on Anthony Richardson or something? Or you really think you can fix him?
Courtney, on or off the field?
Yeah, right. That's what I want to know.
I do not have a romantic inclination toward him.
You've been saying this for about 2 years.
I don't think he is a bad quarterback, and I
Courtney,
will stand
okay.
on that.
That boy, he ain't it. Okay,
He's ass.
he just, he is. He's just a 2025 David Garrard. That's all he is.
Whew, that's disrespectful, David Garrard. That's disrespectful.
That's
David
a
Garrard.
name.
Yeah, David Garrard did not die on the cross to be compared to Anthony Richardson.
Not dying on the cross.
Like enough of that. Look, as somebody who's seen bad quarterback in his entire life, I can tell you with 100% certainty, Anthony Richardson is that. If you got Daniel Jones in the entire locker room, like, you know what? Yeah, that's our guy. That tells you how bad Anthony Richardson is. He needs to take up podcasting.
Here we go with the white savior complex again.
This ain't got nothing. I think Daniel Jones is ass too.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
we know.
Yeah.
Oh, we know, but that nigga ass.
He's bad. Yeah, he's bad. But Bang, what's your thoughts on the division?
His division is going to be ass with a capital ass. That's what this is going to be. I do think the Texans is going to have a dope defense. I think that offense is going to be overrated. They are already dealing with some injuries. They're already wondering about Joe Mixon, if he's going to be healthy enough to play a whole season. You got Nick Chubb, who knee and blew up about 3 or 4 times.
Le'Veon Pierce season, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, hey, that offensive line, you I don't know about that offensive line. And I'm sorry, CJ Stroud don't strike me as somebody that's confident like we thought he was that first 2 seasons. Like I want big bro CJ Stroud back. He don't feel like he got that energy no more. So I think they're gonna be a good team for that division. I think that look, I'm gonna say this now, and I feel like I'm gonna be called every name in the book. I'm no longer high, pause, on Travis Hunter.
I question his decision making. So I'm
very much so. Like, if he really about to try to do what I think he gonna try to do, this man is gonna be out for games for like having a bruised sternum and shit like that. Like, he's gonna have all of the knick-knack, we gotta sit him out as shit if he's gonna try to do it. He's gonna, to me, he'll have to put his ass at corner and let it rock. Because I don't think he's going to be healthy for a whole season trying to do this shit. Save that man from himself. And Deion couldn't do it in Colorado because now he's married with a kid. And if all of that stuff is right, then 18 years. And he is the only dude that got that damn excited to go to Jacksonville to play. And I don't think it's going to work out like people think. So I have them in the second place. The Colts are going to be terrible. They are going to be terrible. Everybody getting fired because the Irsay daughters ain't playing. And I don't think they anything like they daddy. Shorty came in and she started looking at shit like, why these people got these contracts and shit? No, I think the Irsay folks ain't playing to the point where I would not be shocked or surprised if they convinced Peyton Manning to take that John Elway deal and become the president of football operations.
Peyton don't tell him to kiss his ass.
No, he know a bag gonna have to be dropped. And here's the thing: I don't think Peyton is gonna be mad about a bag being dropped for him to do this shit. And the Titans, I think the Titans are gonna come in last place. I am warming up to the idea that Cam Ward is going to be good. I am not warm to the idea that the Tennessee Titans are going to be good. But Cam, I am warming up to the idea, he's going to have the Peyton Manning season. I'll put it to you like that. To where his first season where he was huff and the team was huff and Jim Moore was playoffs and all of that shit, but then somebody else going to come in. That's how I think about Cam Ward. I just don't think it's going to be this year. Last place.
All right, Tola, take us on this division. How you got it going?
The Texans by default. Back to what Bang was saying about the offensive line. I said this to you last year, Scott. Remember I texted you. I said the problem with the Texans offensive line, they got one too many players wearing Jordans. Once I see my offensive line wearing Jordans, we ain't doing this. Okay, you want to get my quarterback killed? Also, one of my offensive line wearing Jordans. Like,
way too many blacks.
Yeah, you got way too many blacks. Yeah, go get me a nice.
I need my offensive lineman who be like, you know what, RFK got a point. Like that's who I want to be blocking on my own line.
I want my offensive lineman to look like the Drewski skit. That's what I want my offensive lineman to look like.
Right, exactly.
Oh my god.
That's what I want from my offensive lineman. Real like
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I need. I have the Jags coming second by default, but like we were saying about Travis Hunter trying to play both sides of the NFL, these are grown men. Okay, this is not college. These are grown men who the defensive linemen are almost faster than some of the wide receivers in the league. So you try to win against, you want to go against a receiver. Like you got Jamar Chase and then Cam Taylor-Britt next. It ain't gonna happen for you, buddy. Okay, your body's gonna hurt. You're gonna be walking up them stairs just struggling. The Colts and the Titans are gonna battle for last. It's gonna be the whoever wants to be asked first, you can pick it. But I am excited to see Cam Ward, and that's really about it. Because once I see anything else from the AFC South, I'm turning my TV off. So that's really it.
AFC South Thursday Night Football division. Let's go to the AFC West. We're gonna pick the pace up on these divisions. We still got a little bit more to go over. AFC West. There's a lot of people out there. We're going to sit up here on programs on the Bird app and say things like, I don't think this is going to be the year the Chiefs are going to win the division. Let's cut the bullshit, people, okay? Until this man is not playing football, until something drastic happens in that division, like Andy Reid leaving or some shit like that.
Something drastic did happen, Scott.
What was that?
Our Lord and Savior, Bomani Nix happened.
Okay, no, I'm not. Look, that white man ain't doing nothing to the half white man. Okay, that's not gonna happen. They've got the strength of marriage behind them this season. They got a documentary with a shitty ending. I got the Chiefs winning this division. I do have the Broncos coming in second. I do. I think Bomani gonna take a little hit because second season people got a year footage to film the breakdown. But I believe in the Broncos being a good team. Chargers finishing third, and as much as I like Geno, as much as I might like Pete Carroll, the Raiders are still the Raiders, and to prove otherwise, I got the Raiders finishing last. Courtney, how you got the West going?
I have the 1 and 2 separate. I think the Broncos are winning this division. I think the Broncos are winning the AFC West. That defense is crazy. The defense is crazy. And Bomani Nix is going to go off. And Bomani Nix is going to go off.
By the way, Bobby got a great point. Pat got a line in now.
Yep.
Pat got a line in now. Pat got a line in now. She's about to get real.
But yeah, I got Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, and then Raiders.
Good, man.
First of all, let me say that I hated the Chiefs documentary, but there was one shining light, and it had to do with Patrick Mahomes. Here, nigga. Yeah, that was the only interesting part of that. I don't think anybody could clown that man at all. When it comes to the way he be clowned, no, that's a brother through and through. That being said,
just look at his side of the family. Look at his daddy's side of the family. That's all the questions.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, yeah, we can't. Don't try. And I would have one that was like, y'all don't be playing it, but don't be trying to play him. But I looked at that documentary and I was like,
right, Pat got lined up, and Pat know how to play spades. You're gonna lose somebody talking like squirrel. Yeah, don't do it.
Like Pat mama took him and they weren't doing too well. So I was like, okay, this wasn't your normal. And all right, I feel you. But with that being said, that's also the reason why I think people are overlooking Kansas City. How are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Don't get me wrong. I think that the Denver Broncos are going to have a great season. But it ain't going to be KC. This is the wrong team that you want to have a chip on their shoulder. It's the wrong team. This is I will go as far as to say I'm not predicting that they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. But the potential of this has the feeling of when the Bulls lost to Orlando and everybody thought maybe like, nah, this has the potential.
Went back to 23 and motherfuckers started pissing on themselves.
Yeah, man, this has the potential for that because I think too many people are counting them out for some odd reason. Like Josh Simmons, all they really needed was offensive line help. because I ain't tripping about their wide receiver situation. They'll be okay. Their offensive line was shit out of luck towards the end of the season. Josh Simmons looks like a man, and a man who's going to be around for some years. And if he's healthy, Pat ain't getting touched. He's not. And you don't want that. You don't want Pat with time. So I think that they're gonna have one of the best records in the league. But I think it's gonna be one team that's gonna be ahead of them.
Yeah, I think that the team we'll get later when the Super Bowl predictions come, who I think is gonna be number one team. But Toast, to close out with the West.
Chiefs, never bet against them. There's some teams in the NFL, like maybe 4 or 5 of them, that just consistently win like 10 plus games each year, and it gets boring. But they're that damn good for a reason. So never bet against them. So Chiefs, I think the Broncos are going to be good. The Raiders are going to be a little bit fun. Denver Chargers are going to be a little bit fun, but whatever. Let's just move on.
All right, final division, AFC North. This is Toast's division. This to me is the best division in the AFC pound for pound. I got the Baltimore Ravens winning this one. I think the Ravens and the Bills to me at the same point as where regular season don't really mean much, bro. We all know they're gonna perform with the regular season. Their quarterbacks are gonna put up MVP caliber seasons. They're going to win the division. And that's just pretty much what it is. I got Baltimore winning this division number 2. I got the Bengals. Now, I am still not the biggest fan of this defense. I do believe this defense is going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was last year, but I just think they're going to be much good. Oh, I thought somebody said something. But anyway, yeah, I've got them, going number 1. And number 2, Bengals got number 2. Number 3, I got the Steelers. And the only reason I got the Steelers number 3 because as much as I hate their bitch ass quarterback, I know who else is in this division, and I know who their head coach is. A bad season for Mike Tomlin is 10 wins. So I do believe the Steelers are going to be 3rd. I don't think that Rodgers has that much left in him, and that's even without me being a hater. I don't think that Jalen Ramsey has that much in him either. I like DK Metcalf, the addition there, but I'm going with them 3rd, and the Browns are going to be absolute shit show. Like absolute shit show. So that's how I got the North going there. Courtney, how you got it going?
Yeah, I have Baltimore, Cincy, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. And again, Cleveland is just there.
Go ahead, man.
I got Baltimore winning this division and having the best record in the NFL. I think they're going to be dominant, scary dominant. But I also believe, and I have to switch my prediction up a bit after I worked out everything. But I do believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers will be the 2nd place team in the division. I think they're going to be my surprise team. You went to the playoffs with like Duck Rodgers and Mason Rudolph and those people. As much as I hate Aaron Rodgers, he's way better than all of them at a lesser version of himself. The Cincinnati Bengals coming in 3rd, and the Cleveland Browns are going to be terrible.
Well,
all right. Listen, obviously we know who you got winning the division.
For sure. Yeah, and I even got a hot take for you too. Mike Green's going to be rookie defensive player of the year.
Wait a minute, who?
Mike Green.
Oh, I thought you. Okay.
Yeah, our edge rusher Mike Green's going to be defensive rookie of the year for sure. I have the Steelers coming in 2nd because I don't respect that Bengals defense whatsoever. I think that defense is Swiss cheese.
None of us do.
Yeah. And I have the Browns getting relegated with the Saints. They're both going to basketball. I don't know where they're going, but they're not coming back to America.
They're both going to Daytona.
Yeah.
Damien has a good 2-part question. Said if the Steelers don't win the Super Bowl, is Tomlin done in Pittsburgh? And if the Ravens miss another Super Bowl, is Lamar Jackson window closed? No on both.
Yes.
No on both because Mike Tomlin's not leaving until he's ready to go. Steelers don't fire coaches, especially not Super Bowl winning coaches. He runs that organization pretty much until he's ready to go. He will not be going anywhere. And Lamar Jackson's still young. This team is still young. They have a great front office. Even if they don't get it done this year, they're still going to be around. So no to both.
Go ahead, Scott. If the Ravens don't get it done, I could see John Harbaugh not being here next year.
That's
That
what
I
I was
can
gonna
see.
say.
And
That
I think we already got our coach already. I think we have our replacement John Harbaugh in house already. Which Courtney and all the girls will love this. Zach Orr is probably going to be our coach next.
No, hold on. Why'd you? That's crazy.
Because all the
I'm
girls love Zach
professional.
Orr. They love Zach Orr, apparently.
I'm a professional, okay? So I'm thinking,
Okay. All right. Get the fuck out
I
of
am a
here.
professional.
Oh yeah, the
I
whole
don't allow looks and
let me.
flounder
Oops, I'm
into
sorry. The
my
women look like they. Yeah, the women.
Yeah. You know, we were just talking about this earlier about Shamar Moore, and she said I'm a professional now. You know what you are.
I am a
He said,
professional.
he said, yeah, I was like Michael Orr.
You did.
I'm just a girl.
I am literally just a girl.
I'm just a girl. He said, I can say Anthony Richardson 4
Look,
minutes
you
ago.
didn't mean it like that.
My bad,
The,
yeah.
the viewers are on here. Let's go to our wild card picks, and we're gonna go to MVP and Super Bowl. So my 3 wild card picks in the AFC, I got the Broncos, the 5th seed, Bengals 6th seed, Steelers 7th seed. Norfolk have 3 playoff games. Courtney, who are your 3, or do you want me to come back to you?
No. That's
You
crazy.
said come back to you last time.
That was earlier because I had to decide if I wanted to stand on business about the Cardinals.
She did me like, remember on Chappelle's Show, that was weeks ago, motherfucker.
My wild card teams are the Bengals, the Chargers, and the Chiefs.
Oh man, I'm still crying. I'm still crying. Y'all pray for me. Hey man, Denver, Pittsburgh, and Cincy.
Oof. I got Bengals, Broncos, and the Pats. I did say the Steelers are going to come second, right? Somehow it's going to be between the Pats and the Steelers. One of those two are going to make it in. But I got Bengals, Broncos, Pats, Steelers. One of those guys. I can care less about the AFC
though. MVP predictions. You know, we're talking about revenge season. Pat getting another one, man. Pat is getting another one. I think Josh and Lamar are going to cancel each other out. Burrow is not going to be good enough. I don't think the Bengals record is going to be good enough for him to win the MVP. This sounds like a Patrick Mahomes revenge season, man. I think Pat going to have one of them Peyton Brady is. 50 touchdowns would not surprise me. It really wouldn't. I think he stays healthy. He's gonna be a monster. So I got Patrick Mahomes being my MVP. We're gonna go Courtney Bang and Tosin with our MVP picks.
I got Lamar. Lamar should have won. I think Lamar's gonna win this year.
Bang, who's your MVP?
Lamar Jackson. I think this is gonna be a monster year.
Obviously, I got Lamar Jackson as my quarterback and my MVP.
All right. Now here's the best part right here. Super Bowl prediction. So Super Bowl 60. We are at 60 Super Bowls. So yes, 30 Super Bowls since the last time the Dallas Cowboys won. That's how long it's been. This one will be in San Francisco or Santa Clarita, because it's not really San Francisco. My Super Bowl matchup is Buffalo. Santa Clara, my bad. Santa Clara. I said Santa Clarita. Santa Clara.
I know you miss it, Scott.
I really do, but that's besides the point. I'm going Bills Eagles. I think Bills Eagles is going to be the Super Bowl. I think the Bills are going to have the best record in football. I think they finally slayed the beast this year. I think they beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game because the Chiefs are going to have to come to Buffalo. I believe that it's now later. It's now never, honestly. But I feel like we've been saying about the Bills forever. But I think they're going to beat the Chiefs. They're going to finally get that monkey off their back. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. And they're going to do something they have never done before. And then you're going to have all the old montages of Jim Kelly and all the different times they fucked up in the 90s. I think they get it done. And I got the Eagles come out the NFC because the NFC to me is the JV league. Like, and not disrespect those teams, just all the Avengers level quarterbacks are in the AFC. So, like, you know, this is like when, and bang, here's my wrestling comparison. This is the AFC is when the WWE had The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, and Kurt Angle all hot in that 2000 summer. Like that to me is what AFC is. So I believe it'll be them two. But it's gonna be a close game, and I trust Josh Allen way more than I trust Jalen Hurts. So yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo Bills, the Super Bowl 60 champions. Courtney, who you got?
I think it's gonna be a bird off. I have the Ravens and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And as much as I do love Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, I think it feels like the Baltimore Ravens year. I know that's not like a surprise or particularly sexy pick, but I think this is the year, and it's kind of the roster is shaped out in a way that I think the Ravens get it done this year.
Bang, what's your Super Bowl?
I'm gonna go even further. AFC title game. I have Kansas City going to Baltimore, and that is going to be an epic game. It is going to be one of those historic ass games. But I have Baltimore winning that, and I have Baltimore going to the Super Bowl against the winner of Philadelphia versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I believe that the home team is going to win that game. That's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So the Bake Show heading to the Super Bowl?
I think the Bake Show is going to the Super Bowl, fam. I think they got a nice running game. The wide receiver room is on point. Offensive line is on point. The defense is good enough. I don't think they're gonna have to run into too much in that division.
They got natural police. Bunny Colvin as the head coach.
Yep. And then when you look at all of the top teams in the NFC, they play well against Philly. In fact, I think they beat Philly last season in the regular season, but they play well against them. They play well against Detroit. They play well against everybody. I think they're going to have a great year, and I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl against the Baltimore Ravens, but I think it's too much Lamar. And I think Zay Flowers is going to have a standout year. I think this is the first year that we look at a wide receiver on the Baltimore Ravens say, oh, they got somebody. They got somebody. And I think Isaiah Likely is ready to take over for Mark Andrews. I love this team, and I think that this team is a team that's on a mission. Lamar Jackson also wins Super Bowl MVP. Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions.
I'm going to triple down and bang and say it's going to be Ravens and the Bucks. But we have two receivers, actually. We have Rashad Bateman, who I think is one of the most underrated receivers in the whole entire league. Also think the difference between this team and last year is the fact that our defense is so much better. And I wanted to talk about this when we talk about the Ravens, but we had Marcus Williams who cannot do anything. We replaced with Malachi Starks. Brandon Stevens cannot cannot catch a cold, period. So now we have another year of Nate Wiggins. We have the guy that we got from the Bengals and the Cowboys, the Nigerian guy. Why am I forgetting his name? We got Jair whenever he wants to play. Marlon Humphrey, to me, is very underrated. So I think our defense got a lot better. But Dafe always finally put it together. He's probably not going to be in the Ravens next year, but we finally got good edge rushers. And I truly believe that Kyle Van Noy is going to retire after this year. It's going to be his last year. When the Ravens win, Kyle Van Noy is going to call it a day. So, shout out to Kyle Van Noy. He looks like Mikel Marino from Arsenal, if you're a soccer fan. So, yeah.
Steroid out Mikel Marino.
Yeah, I think this is finally our year. And it's just time. And I think if we do win, John Harbaugh is going to retire. I think it's time for him to call it, because he's been there since my senior year of high school. 08. So yeah, John,
him and he got hired 3 years after Tomlin.
No, a year later, because Tomlin got hired in 07.
Oh, the Tomlin got hired in 07. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Because he got hired the year that Tomlin won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, cool. So we're gonna spend these last 15 minutes of the show giving our weekly picks like we always do. So we're gonna go around the room, everybody give their pick to these games. We're gonna start off with a game that's gonna kick off in an hour and 15 on YouTube, people. Everybody complaining about the new streaming era that we're in. Make sure you look and see what channels that you have on. So it's gonna be on YouTube for free though. You do not have to have YouTube TV, because I do not have YouTube TV. So yeah, Chargers and Chiefs in Brazil. Look, man, I love these matchups are entertaining every time. Herbo and Pat go every time, but don't disrespect my time. Chiefs are gonna win this one. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna go Bang. We're gonna meet Bang, Toast, and Courtney. Go ahead, Bang.
All right, man. So for tonight, I got the Chiefs. Excuse me. For this game, I have the Chargers. My bad. I have the Chargers on this game. I think they're gonna sneak up on the Chiefs today. So I got the Chargers.
I got the Chiefs. Can't ever bet against Pat Mahomes. He's got point to prove this season. So yeah, the Chiefs tonight. Another fine point.
Yo, I'm just know when the Gill gets back on Monday, we do 2 fines to open up the show. So,
Hey, Kev, I'm not giving Herbert grace though. I'm not giving Herbert grace. I think this the run game. I think they're gonna have that run game, and this is their coach. This ain't got nothing to do with Justin. This got something to do with their coach. I don't even think Justin gonna throw 230 tonight.
Yeah, I'm still going with the Chiefs.
Najee only got 1 eye.
I agree, Kim. I agree. Justin Herbert does get so much grace and way too much bail, and I am actively preying on his downfall this season.
All right. Next game, Steelers at Jets. This is gonna be nasty football right here. But this is gonna be Aaron Rodgers' return to MetLife. I got the Jets. Winning this one. I got the Jets winning this on a defensive stand. They're gonna pick off this bitch ass nigga to end the game because this is how it's gonna go. This is how I win. I got the Jets getting the opening weekend upset here.
No, I got the Steelers, fam. Steelers gonna whoop their ass. This is the beginning of the end of Justin Fields in the NFL uniform.
I hate the Steelers, so go Jets.
I will never actively root for Aaron Rodgers, so I'm also going with the Jets. And I am still in on Justin Fields. I won't forget about you, King.
Wait, Scott, somebody said that Najee has 1 eye. They say he signed a 1738 records. That's crazy as hell. Y'all rude.
Good tweet. This next one, another NFC East battle. We've got the Giants taking on the Commanders in DC. Like I said, I'm not buying in the Giants, selling. I got the Commanders winning this.
Got the Commanders winning this one as well.
Yeah, Commanders winning as well.
Same here, Commanders.
This is always one of my favorite matchups in the NFC South, Bucks and Falcons. This game is always exciting, always competitive. I got Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Bake Show. I'm with the Bake Show all the way, man. I'm rolling with Tampa in this.
My NFC champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go.
Bucks
here too.
We got the Battle of Ohio going on, aka the second most important game is going to be played in Ohio this weekend. I will go with the Bengals over the Browns, so I'm going with the Bengals.
Bengals on this one too.
Bengals.
I'm going Bengals.
This next game, I wouldn't watch front to back if you put a gun to my head. Dolphins at Colts.
I had a feeling you were going to say something smart when we got around to this.
Yeah, this is just a nasty game. This is just a nasty game, man. The Dolphins will win this one, but it's like, if you bought tickets to this, you a real football psycho. Like, this is nasty work. But I'm going Dolphins.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins in this game as well.
Yeah, Logic's going to outcoach the Colts, so Dolphins.
Yeah. Give me South Beach Logic and the Dolphins.
This next game, Panthers at Jaguars. Even though I am hype on the Panthers this season, I think they're going to start off on 1. I'm going to take the Jaguars at home in this one. I think Trick Off Trev will do enough to get people to hop back on his dick just for one game. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars in this one.
Yeah, man, Trick Off Trev is going to trick a lot of people in this game as well. They're going to win, and they're going to think he's back.
I don't got the Panthers, actually.
I'm also going to go with the Panthers.
This next game, man, we got Raiders at Patriots. Even though I am high on the Patriots, and I have them finish the second, I'm going Raiders. I think Raiders going to, set their fan base up to believe that there's something this year. It just seems like one of them Geno late scoring games. Pete Carroll running up and down the sideline. I'm going with the Raiders on the road for an upset in this one.
The Raiders.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Raiders. Remember last year, Ravens lost the first 2 games as being dumb, and we lost to the Raiders somehow. Yeah, the Raiders. Yeah, they're gonna do something really silly in the beginning of the season, but then regulate to the mean. So
Yeah, I do have to go with the Raiders in this matchup. No Christian Gonzalez, hamstring injury, and that's a big piece missing. So, yeah, I got to go with the Raiders.
We've got Courtney's new team, not really her new team, but a new guessing team in the Cardinals taking on her old team. The Cardinals are going to beat the Saints. Everybody's going to beat the Saints. Anytime we have a Saints game come up this season, I'm picking the other team.
I don't think you understand. Like, don't let your children watch this. It is going to be disgusting.
Yes, this is going to be just as bad as Dolphins.
Cover your children's eyes.
But
you know how they said that does. You know how they said there's going to be commercials during Red Zone? Those are two games where the commercials need to be played.
Correct.
This is the sort of game like I miss NFL for, right? Like when I'm like at my crib on a Thursday, like damn, I need something to watch. I'll put this in the background while I'm doing something. Like
this is this is Seinfeld reunion, Seinfeld reruns of Cardinal Saints. That's one of them games right there. Yeah, I'm going Cardinals.
Cardinals, man. This if they shit the bed on this one, then hey, we could change all my predictions.
Yeah, I got Cardinals too. If they lose this, well, Kyler Murray's trying to learn home run.
Yeah, I got Cardinals by at least three scores.
Get ready to speak Charlotte Knights, Kyler Murray, if this doesn't work out. This next game, this is C football right here. This next game. Tennessee in Denver in the Mile High. Bomani gonna go out there and he gonna have a good game. This is not the welcome for young Cameron Ward. They threw my man out there in the street, bro. This is like when your mama drop you off a hood and she tell you find your way home. Like they got him going against the no-fly zone. I know. Going past 13 in my first game as a quarterback. No, that's child cruelty. I'm going with the Broncos in this one. I think Cam has a couple picks.
Like I said, he's gonna be good, but he's gonna have that Peyton Manning year. It starts here. He throwing 3 of them things.
Oh,
that boy's going against one of the best defenses in the league and one of the worst freaking altitudes ever. God bless Broncos.
Right.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Broncos, obviously.
Yeah, he's finna be breathing like Jason Whitlock by mid-second quarter. You can guarantee that. This next game is a classic NFC West rivalry, Niners and Seahawks. Man, this is gonna be a good game just because I'm too high on both of these teams. But I think the Niners started off with a dub. So I trust Kyle Shanahan more in this situation. So I'm gonna go with the Niners to beat the Seahawks at home in this first.
Same. Plus, the Seahawks got undercover people in their stadium. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck 12.
I'm a fan of that, personally. I'm a fan of it. You know how annoying it is to like go to a game and the person in front of you is vaping? Grow up.
Yeah.
Man, just let them let them fight. I'm gonna let them hoes fight kind of guy. I'm gonna let them don't announce it. Don't announce it. That's my thing. Just don't announce it. Don't send out a press release saying we got the police. No, just grab one of them motherfuckers up.
They don't want to arrest you.
No, fuck them up. No, fuck them up. Don't. No. Just grab their ass. Just grab their ass. Yank their ass.
Don't tell. Bang grew up in Chicago, by the way.
The West Side, by the way.
Why are we telling? Why are we telling we got them people? No, just yank their ass up. Just.
Bang sound like all of my older cousins when they were like, "Why y'all niggas talking?" Just
right? Why
y'all? Yeah, go ahead, Tozer.
I got the Seahawks winning this actually.
Same here. I'm going Seahawks.
This next game is going to be live. This one's going to be at Lambeau Field. We got the Lions and the Packers. Been a lot of shit talking between these two fan bases the last couple weeks. And you seen that gif of Joakim Noah doing the clapping by the Miami Heat? That's me every time I see Packers and Lions fans go at it. Because as much as I hate the Green Bay Packers, and I hate them, Carson Merck says, that gentleman at the soccer ball in the shot, you must be a big fan of the sport. Oh, yes. Check out the Shirtless Plantain show if you've not checked it out, my brother. Good content.
Hey, Carson is Carson's one of my favorite white people to ever exist, by the way. So shut up.
Y'all
You gotta
know.
have
Okay,
one.
I agree.
I
You gotta
agree.
have one great white person in your life. You gotta have
Listen.
one great white person in your
He's
life.
up there with David Beckham and
At
John
least
Mayer.
one. Just at least one.
Okay, at least one. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was a hard cap or something.
No, I always say if the race war breaks out, there's only 2 white people I'm saving. It's Larry David and Kevin Feige. That's it. Everybody else.
I don't know, but all
still.
I know is that I need Justin Timberlake to perform Senorita for me one time. Just one time.
I can't put him in the car because of the
And
Janet
Rob Thomas.
situation.
And Rob Thomas. I would
No,
love Rob
I
Thomas.
forgot. I forgot about my Yakubi. I forgot about my Yakubian queen, Margot Robbie. She getting in that too. In fact, she's sitting in the front seat. I'm putting
I
those
know
two
what
niggas in
you
the
are.
back.
I know exactly what you are, Scott. Dr. Umar warned me about niggas like you.
But Lions Packers, man. So what I was saying, on her off the perks. But what I was saying about the Packers and Lions, even though I hate the Packers, I think it's our duty as charter franchises of this great league to put fan bases like the Detroit Lions in their place. Okay. Now, I have not lived a privileged life as a Chicago Bears fan. Having said that, Detroit Lions fans would give up their kidney to live the football experience that I have had. And they do not act like they've won something ever in their entire lives. So even that, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay out of this. But I got the Packers winning. I think Detroit is gonna get smacked in the mouth with their new coordinators. I think that they're gonna be at home. The Packers play well at Lambeau. They're gonna have all that momentum, and I do believe this is gonna be a close game. But I think it's gonna take a couple weeks before both of these new coordinators in Detroit get any type of solid footing because they're learning so much stuff here. So I'm gonna go with the Packers, and I'm gonna go one even further. Michael Parsons gets sacked in this game, so I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers in this one.
This ain't the game. The Green Bay Packers will be put in a place, but this ain't the game. I think Aiden Hutchinson has a monster game. I think he lets the Detroit Lions know, hey, it's time for me to go ahead and get this bread. He let the league know that, yo, I'm back. This is the game that fools everybody in thinking like, yo, it's not going to be no problems. They destroy the Green Bay Packers.
Blowout on the road. Okay, I would love that.
Yeah, I think they gonna clip these boys.
I have the Packers winning. I don't know what the score is gonna be, but I have the Packers winning. I just feel they got a lot of momentum, and they're gonna do it.
Yeah, them husbands bringing their sister, who's also their wife, to the game. They're gonna be getting the cracking out there. Texans, Rams, Rancho Cucamonga zone, CJ Stroud take on the Rams. But allegedly, Matthew Stafford is going to play. I'm going to Texans in this game because I believe that Matthew Stafford's back is going to be disintegrated like Thanos did niggas at the end of Infinity War until proven otherwise. So I'm going to Texans in this one.
I'm gonna go with the Texans on this one too. Every game this year, I'm gonna be scared that Matthew Stafford is not gonna make it, and then they're gonna announce his retirement on Monday.
Yeah, same. I mean, like I said, you can't be going around with a quarterback with an epidural on his back. It's crazy as hell.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans. I'm not in on the Rams this season.
Last two games, 2 primetime games. This is the game of the week right here. Sunday Night Football. Last year's MVP versus the man who should have been MVP. A rematch of one of the best playoff games we had last year. The Ravens heading to the Bills. All of our Super Bowl champions. I got the Bills. All the other 3 of y'all got the Ravens. Are going to have a good battle. Even though I have the Bills finishing with the record this season, I got the Ravens winning this game. I think the Ravens come out strong and they win the first game of the season in a very close game that will be decided by a field goal. So I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens in this game.
I'm struggling with this one, even though I think it's not gonna stop the Ravens being the top team in the NFL. The Bills I think it's on a mission as well. But I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I'm gonna stick with the Ravens on this one, winning on Sunday Night Football.
I'm not gonna pick against my team, man. You already know what it is.
I'm going with the Ravens as well.
All right, final game, a game that I will be at covering, and that's why Monday's edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You will be a first take version, aka we will be going off in the morning. There's gonna be a 10 a.m. version of the show. We'll be live, so bring your breakfast, whatever you eat. If you on the super clean tip, bring your smoothie.
Hey, boss, are you paying for coffee that day?
What?
Are you paying for coffee that day, boss?
Yeah, I'll Venmo y'all $2. Get y'all something from
$2.
Yeah, get y'all one of them little bags. Make your own coffee. I'll steal some from Hallis Hall. They got a whole bag. They don't need none up in there. Yeah. So the show will be at 10 a.m. on Monday. So it'll be me, Courtney Bang, and Dante, and we're gonna recap Sunday's action because I have to be at Soldier Field at like 5:30. So Monday Night Football. Now, if you want a full breakdown of this game, go to the Patreon. Me and Mikey broke down the game. It's up right now. I got the Bears winning at home. 20-17 will be my score. I think this is going to be a battle of the minds. We all know how great Brian Flores is at his defense. They blitz more than anybody in the league. He's going to have his schemes ready. But they're going to be, both teams are going to be shorthanded. The Bears are probably not going to have TJ Edwards, who didn't practice again. They're probably not going to have Roshan Johnson, who didn't practice again. Jalen Johnson is going to play more than likely, but it's going to be on a limited capacity. And then you got on the Vikings, Harrison Smith might not play. Jordan Addison, dumbass, got suspended for drinking and driving, so he's not going to be playing. This is going to be a tough game, but I do think the Bears are going to win because J.J. McCarthy, first game at home, on the road, Monday Football, that's not the best situation. So I think the Bears are going to win this one 20-17. That's how I'm going to go with this one.
I have the Bears winning this game as well. I have it 27-10. I think they're going to get a defensive touchdown out of this. I don't trust Nazareth football's finest, the number 4 team in the state, and the guy who will be coaching them in 2030, J.J. McCarthy. One of the reasons why is because he's been that much under the radar, which lets me know that camp wasn't necessarily as what they would like it to be. Also, Ben Johnson is undefeated as an offensive coordinator against the Minnesota Vikings. He plays them well. He knows how to beat that Brian Flores defense, the same defense that Caleb Williams took to overtime last season. So it's not like, everybody's talking about that Caleb Williams going up against Brian Flores defense.
It's not like Brian Flores whooped his ass last year. Yeah,
it's not like he whooped his ass last year either. So I trust the Bears on this one. I see Ben Johnson not only getting his first win, but I think the first year in 5 years that the Bears win their first playoff game. That first game of the season, excuse me. Not their first playoff game, first game of the season. So I got the Bears 27-10.
I got the Bears because J.J. McCarthy, I do not believe in him, and they don't believe in him either. So,
yeah, I'm going with the Bears. The Bears are going to win handedly, I'd say by 2 scores. So, give me Chicago.
I would love for it to be handedly. I would absolutely love that. That's all we got for y'all today. On I'm Not Gonna Hold You, man. Shout out to Tosa for joining us. He will be joining us each and every Friday for Soccer for Dummies. We'll be recapping everything that's going on and everything in the world of European football. If you want to check out our special, go ahead.
I watched the Liverpool Arsenal game last week. Match?
Oh,
Game?
you did.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
What was that? The hot guy with the long hair? Soboslai? What's his name?
Soboslai. Again, Courtney, I told you I know exactly what you are. And you're
I'm not a professional. I'm not a soccer professional. Okay. That being said, I was like, you know what? Because my friend is a big Liverpool fan. Don't ask me why. I said, you know what? If you're invested in this because she watches baseball for me, I said, I'll watch this for you. I'll even adopt the team. I don't really know who I'm going to be invested in yet. I was like, I can't do Arsenal because Scott's already got that covered, and that's just not fun. So, I'm kind of leaning into.
Just don't pick Spurs. Just don't pick Spurs. No, don't pick Spurs.
What the fuck is wrong with that?
Don't pick Spurs. No,
Hey, I
like
can't say anything because
yeah.
I'm a professional. That's all
yeah, he can't say anything, but don't pick
Wait, who's
Spurs.
your team?
Don't pick Spurs.
I'm a Manchester United fan since 1995.
See, I didn't want to be a United. That felt too mainstream, you know.
Hey, listen,
No, Manchester United definitely team every American picks when they try to get into the sport.
And see, that's what I was trying to avoid.
Actually.
I like Chelsea's logo.
Who's the team then? Who's the team then? I know hella United fans.
It's Tottenham.
That's what I was.
I'll say that off there. I'll keep my comment off there. But don't pick Spurs. Spurs are like an annoying little brother who don't win shit. Like ever. Okay. That was the one thing I was told by every fan base when I went to decision time. They're like, don't fucking pick Spurs. I thought about it for a minute. I was like, I've been to the stadium.
This plot development that's occurring in my life right now.
And then I don't want to be mortal enemies with you. Like, so that's our first round. So
I like how you've been following the sport now for like 2 months, and now you've got mortal enemies of other teams.
I do because I ventured to a place called Spurs Twitter, and that was the worst decision I could ever make in my life.
Footy Twitter is like the worst place on earth.
Arsenal fans have no backbone in our pussy. Okay, I just got to put that out there. We do not take adversity well at all. That game been off for 5 days, and we still talking about it. The international break is on. Go watch your favorite team play country, bro. Let it go. We got 35 more games left. But anyway, Soccer for Dummies will be back next Friday. If you want to check out the special edition we did that me and Tosin did in Brooklyn last week, check that out. It's on the YouTube page right now. We had a good time doing that. So, talk man, let them know what they can follow. You know, y'all dropped a lot of pods over these last couple of days.
Just follow Shirtless Plantain Show everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. So yeah, just follow us everywhere. Don't follow me on social because I'm not a good person, but we are great people on Shirtless Plantain Show. So,
shout out to Coach Dean, everybody over there. Shirtless Plantain Show. Courtney, you got a dope segment for college football that we debuted last week. Tell people about it.
Absolutely. I am basically just going around to various bars that are a fan of mine, I guess. This weekend, I will be at the SMU Baylor game. I'll be getting some content there, talking to fans about, the ACC, who they think is going to win the Natty, what you got in your cup, that type of stuff. And then I'll be heading over to Milo Butterfingers on the Boulevard. That is SMU Boulevard. For those who are watching that live in Dallas, come hang out with me. Buy me a Miller High Life. Let's drink together, talk some ball. Arizona State does play Mississippi State at 6:30 tomorrow evening, and I will be seated there. But yeah, just going to be talking to fans all weekend. Dialed in with 1-800-COLLABRO. We'll be out every weekend for the next 12 to 13 weekends, getting a beat on the fans, and not just in Dallas. So we're going to be traveling around, probably heading down to Baton Rouge at some point this season, talking to LSU fans. We're taking the show on the road.
Oh yeah, follow at Barber's Chair. Bang, y'all finally did something new. What's going on? What y'all got going on?
Yes, we did, man. Yes, we did. We talked about the National Guard possibly coming to the crib. Well, the troops and all of that, and where they need to go. Like, we really realized that if the troops gonna come to Chicago, they don't need to go nowhere but gas stations across Chicago.
Okay, man.
just hit up the loose. Just hit up the. Go to the gas stations. So you ain't got to go nowhere but the gas stations, loose square capitals of the world. And if you're gonna go, if you're gonna get on the L, just get on that Roosevelt and go south. Like, don't even go downtown. Just go on Roosevelt. If you're gonna do it right. So we talk about that. We realized that Love Ambition by Jason Weaver is officially 30 years old. So we talk about, it's 30 years old, 1995. So songs that we had no business singing at our age, and much, much more. We also give some predictions. I actually said on that Baltimore versus Pittsburgh in the AFC Championship, but when I actually went into the predictor, it's like, it ain't gonna make it like that. But I still had the Ravens. But we also talk about MVPs, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and all of those things too. So check it out.
I also want to give a shout out to my dog who just started barking. It took him 2 hours. So I give him a round of applause for that. He's probably barking because he's hungry. I ain't fed this nigga in a couple hours. So
how dare you?
No, look, my dog is a nigga. Okay, I didn't put food in that motherfucking can, and he just be looking at it sometimes. I never met an insecure dog. He don't eat to somebody out the room. Like that shit be funny as hell. So I'm gonna feed him in just 2 minutes. But anyway, shout everybody who've been checking out. A lot of people watch today. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back Monday at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Have breakfast with us. We recap the first Sunday and preview Monday Night Football and everything else going on, man. So subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Barbershop Network. The link is in the description box if you are watching this on YouTube or listen to it on any of our podcast streams. If you watch this on your smart TV or your iPad, you can take your phone up right to this QR code and it will take you right to the Patreon. And if you subscribe to the Patreon, you get 25% off your first purchase on the Barbershop Network shop, bcnetshop.com. We're about a month away from it getting really cold in majority of America. Go cop you a hoodie, man. And while you're at it, subscribe to my personal YouTube page at Barbershop Scott. Of course, links in the description box as well. Scan the QR code. I'm going to be updating and dropping a whole bunch of shit on there, man. So we appreciate all y'all. Y'all have a great weekend full of college football, NFL football, and we'll be right back with y'all on Monday morning. We up out of here, man. We out.